I'm not going to sit here and try to strong arm you or convince you. Current policy, though, is that we are supposed to issue you a quarantine order at that point.
We are not going to try to strong arm you or convince you, but if you don't do what we say, you're going to live in your house for 14 days. We're locking you in. And, well, here it is, folks. Rules are only as good as their enforcement. Now, this is a follow-up on a story that I reported on a week ago where a lovely old lady was coming back to Canada and refused to get the ArriveCAN app and put it onto her telephone. She had she had her vaccines and she had proof of it. She had all of that stuff, but refused to do the ArriveCAN app. Now we have a follow-up on what's been happening with her. Here we have fully vaccinated woman ordered to quarantine for not using ArriveCAN app, visited by authorities. True North brings us this story. A fully vaccinated woman who was ordered into quarantine for not using the Trudeau government's ArriveCAN app says she was visited by authorities checking in on her compliance. This is absurd. Absolutely. This is as exclusively reported by True North. 71-year-old Burlington resident Joanne Walsh was told to isolate for 14 days when she came back from Niagara Falls, New York, last week because she refused the government's ArriveCAN app. Just crossing the border, coming on back, you got to stay in for 14 days unless you use this app. Now, the video of Walsh being ordered to quarantine by Canada Border Service agent, CBSA, officer has received over 1 million views in a matter of days. Walsh claimed Monday that she had been receiving nasty calls from the Public Health Agency of Canada. FAC. Not kidding. They're called FAC. FAC. Related to her quarantine order. Joel Walsh speaks to Canadian describing anxiety, including calls from public health for not using ArriveCAN app across the border despite contacting her MP 4 days ago. She's not responded. She asks Canadians to contact her MPs advocating for the elimination of the ArriveCAN app. And here she is here in her own words. Let's let her speak for herself.
Hi, I'm here today and I've asked Rowan to come because I have a message. I'm here in my studio amongst my paintings, and that brings me a lot of peace. But I'm not at peace right now, and I'll tell you why. I have been getting these nasty calls from Health Canada, and it's stressful, and it's bothering me. So what I've done is I've reached out to my member of parliament, who is Karina Gould here in Burlington. I've sent her emails, I've called for 4 days now, and nothing, absolutely nothing. So, and by the way, I just like to point out that I volunteered twice, not once, but twice, in her campaign. So I don't know why she's not responding to a constituent. But now I'm here to ask a favor. I would like it so much, it would help, if you would contact your member of parliament, especially if they're liberals, and ask that this ArriveCAN be scrapped. It's insane. I shouldn't have to go through this because I refuse to download an app. So please help me. Thank you.
Wow. So that was the words of this amazing woman here, standing up and actually putting her story out there so other people can see what's going on. A lot of people feel intimidated and don't want to actually speak out. I'm not at peace right now. I've been getting these nasty calls from Health Canada, and it's stressful and it's bothering me, she said in a video posted to Twitter. We just saw that video. Walsh told True North Tuesday afternoon that authorities have come to her house after making this video. I've got Fack at my door asking questions. Fack, a person knocking at my door. Can you believe that? Walsh says that a screening officer informed her he was visiting to check on her compliance. He came to see if I was quarantined. I said no. In an audio recording obtained by True North, Walsh is also asked if she has enough food for the remainder of the quarantine to make sure that she's in her house all by herself for 14 days. Unbelievable. I thought this is why everyone got the vaccines. Isn't that why everyone got the vaccines? So they wouldn't have to do this quarantine stuff? No. Now it's about an app that tracks you with your telephone. The man then asked if she was fully vaccinated, to which she replied yes. Walsh says that the officer then told her he would be writing up a report to proceeded to take a picture of her house number. In the recording, the man appears to say, I'll do a report and say you're fully vaccinated and everything's good. While Walsh was frustrated with the situation, she said the officer wasn't rude and did not come off as threatening. They don't have to for this to be intimidating. It's the intimidation of the state, not the particular officer here in this case. Walsh is also heard from the office of her Liberal Member of Parliament, Karina Gould. Just hold the L and then it sounds more sounds more fitting. The Gould. She had previously called the Gould on the Twitter for called her out on Twitter for ignoring her calls and emails. True North obtained a copy of the email sent by one of Gould's staffers. Wanted to assure you that Minister Gould was aware of your concern and has seen your video, wrote the staffer. Wow, that is just so assuring. We see your concerns and we're going to still keep you in that quarantine. We have also taken the liberty to share your concerns with Canada's Minister of Transport, the Honorable, get out of here, the Minister of Transport, Omar Algebra, and Minister of Health, Jean-Yves Duclos, for their awareness and due consideration. Wow, I am so glad to hear that they consider things. The email also claimed that ArriveCAN continues to be an essential and intuitive tool to protect Canadians as we reopen our borders and fire up our economy. Fire that sucker up. And that the app is part of ongoing efforts to modernize cross-border travel in Canada. Modernize apparently means hold up the border and destroy trade. Oh, goodness. Walsh said she's not satisfied with the response from Gould's office, telling True North she doesn't address the problem at all. And I would agree with that. She also said the entire ordeal has been upsetting and that she's having trouble recognizing the country that she grew up in. This is Canada. I just don't believe it, right? This could happen. True North reached out to FAC for comment regarding Walsh's situation, but was told that due to privacy concerns, we cannot comment on specific cases. We do not at FAC. FAC's spokesperson, Tammy Gibro, did, however, confirm that the agency is still sending contracted security services to travelers places of quarantine or isolation for compliance verification visits. In other words, intimidation. Officers are to report on the level of compliance, the level of quarantine, the individual in quarantine or isolation based on the information provided by available during the visit, she added. According to the Government of Canada's website, those ordered to quarantine may receive in-person visits from screening officer in addition to live or automated calls. Walsh is not the only Canadian frustrated with the Trudeau government's prolonged use of the ArriveCAN app. And also, we also know here that this outspoken woman in this case was a voter for the Liberals. campaigned for Gould in the last election. And I question how many people who voted Liberal are going to continue voting Liberal after this. And well, that would probably include the NDP, which has fallen in lockstep with the Liberal Party because of their new alliance, a la Jagmeet, Jimmy Dhaliwal Jagmeet Singh. Many industry experts and politicians, including an NDP MP, have called on the government to end the ArriveCAN app requirement. But here we are, folks. Nobody wants this app. And in fact, it's coming down harder and harder on people all the time, threaten you with fines if you don't do it. Don't give your address. They don't know where to send the fine. Well, they'll find out where you live, and then they'll come in and they will ensure that you're under quarantine. So, well, I'm not gonna strong arm you. But it would suck to lose your freedom, wouldn't it? It would suck to lose your freedom for 14 days when we enforce a lockdown in your own home. Anyway, that's all I got for you this morning. We'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.